All right, shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Shem El Shai by Shem Kakadash. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem in the name, Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching this word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. And I wanted to go in on this. Right. I was watching this video from an apostle. Well, I get an opportunity. I watched I think this is the end of camp lesson. And my brother brought up what Vladimir Lenin had said in a quote. So let's get into it, man.
And there are weeks of Jacob's trouble. Because we're coming to the time of Jacob's trouble. We're feeling it right now. Quote by Vladimir Lenin. He said, there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. We gotta get a hell of a quote now. Quote by Vladimir Lenin. He said, there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen.
You see, decades where nothing happened in weeks where decades happen, meaning a lot can happen in a short amount of time. This thing could change right overnight. The same thing that these people are pushing off. And the same thing that these people are pushing off. Let me get this, man. I'm not going to pull up the precepts on the screen. I got them all on the computer here. This is Ezekiel 12. And this is indicative of what these people do. They try to act like the Lord ain't out here doing his thing. And suddenly that destruction is about to come on the people. Actually, let me start off with this one. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You see, things can change drastically overnight. These people are, you look at all the governments of the earth, they're sitting there talking about peace and safety, that they're going to be able to get out of this and that. They're, the so-called Trump just gets inaugurated or gets voted in. He ain't even take the presidency yet. And apparently all these little wars and skirmishes is stopping. Do these people really think that the Lord is going to withdraw his hand from bringing this war and this evil upon this earth? So they then lay these things to heart. So they think that nothing's going to happen. But at the same time, the Lord is going to make a lot happen in a very, very short amount of time. This is Ezekiel 12. And 22, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? And this is how people think, right? Because the Lord brings some type of upheaval and then he allows it to die back a little bit. So they really think that nothing's happened in these last 10, 15, 20 years. But a lot's happened. And then there's years, and then there's weeks where decades happen, meaning the Lord is going to hasten it in his time. The Lord is going to speed up everything to meet his goal, which is what? To bring judgment, to bring a recompense for how the people have acted. This is Matthew 24 and 22. And we'll go back to that Ezekiel and finish that one out because there's a little bit more on that. Matthew's 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sakes, those days shall be shortened. Meaning the great tribulation, the time of Jacob's trouble. These days are being shortened. Everything's being sped up. Right? Because the way things are going, the way they're defiling the food, the women, the children, right? The Lord is going to speed these things up to bring forth a judgment against them. Because if it went on the way it is now, man, bros would lose their damn mind. Our bodies would deteriorate and break down. Our mental state would break down. The food would kill us. The airwaves would kill us with all these 5G signals, all this, man. All this stuff is not good for life. So the Lord got to step in and do his thing. This is back in Ezekiel 12 and 23. It says, tell them, therefore, thus say Yahweh power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand. You see, and that's what we're saying. The days are at hand. When this stuff really starts going forth, like the scriptures say, the affliction of the hour make a man forget all joy. When these things start happening, you people will not remember the decades of nothing happening. Right? It's going to be all the same that these things were always happening. It says in effect of every vision, meaning all the prophecies are going to come to pass. Remember, the scriptures tell you that the Lord was going to come as a mighty archer, an expert archer. When he shot these plagues, they're not going to return. Right? And when you shoot something out of a bow and arrow, when it comes out, there's no returning it. There's no slowing it down. It's going to go exactly where it's going. And we're getting down to the time where the Lord is about to let his fingers go from that bow string and let that arrow fly, man. This is Revelation 18 and 8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning, famine, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahweh power who judgeth her. Talking about the judgment of Babylon the Great. This is going to speed up. The judgment of America is going to speed up. You're about to see the Lord bring all our hell in this place, because these people have walked in great pride, man. There's nobody that turns to the Heavenly Father and acts like there's anything that they got to fix. Everybody walks around with an air of arrogance, thinking that no judgment is going to happen to them. Well, the Lord is going to speed up the times. He's going to hasten the day. Just like we're hastening the day by bringing out these prophecies, these scriptures, well, the Lord is going to hasten the judgment. This is Malachi 3 and 5. It says, and I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness. Right? A swift witness. The Lord is going to come with swiftness. Right? Against the sorcerers and against the adulterers and against the false swearers and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear not me, say Yahweh. The Lord is going to be a swift witness. He ain't going to let judgment slide no more. What it says, I have long time. This is Isaiah 42 and 14. It says, I have long time holding my peace. I've been still. I've refrained myself. The Lord is held back for long enough. So when it does go, it's just like you in your household, man. Your woman fucking with you all damn day. Right? Talking to the point where you just had enough. Now it's like, nah, there's no more time to talk. Now I got to blow up. I asked you nicely a couple times. And how did the Lord plead with the people? He brought the prophets. Reasoning, going into the scriptures, bringing out correct judgment, addressing the people for the wickedness that they've done. The Lord sent prophets to address these things. And like it says, they would none of my reproof. So now that the Lord's put out all this reproof, look at bro's got, I'm on my third or fourth camp page. I'm on my third or fourth YouTube channel. Right? The channels that I had before, hundreds of videos. The channel I have now, hundreds of videos. Bros have, apostles and elders, they got way more works. That's the Lord holding his tongue. Being still, refraining himself, allowing the word to go out before his judgment starts going. It says, now will I cry like a travailing woman, I will destroy and devour at once. It's going to come, boom, quick, fast, and a hurry, man. When the Lord starts putting out that judgment, it's over. It's not going to be no more time and delay. No, it's going to go quick. A bunch of prophecies is going to really come to their full fruition within weeks. I mean, look. Look at this, man. I put in how much disruption was caused by the longshoreman strike. Right? It says the U.S. shut down 36 U.S. ports and significantly disrupted U.S. and international supply chains. It's estimated that the strike cost the U.S. economy around $5 billion. They was only striking for like a week, I think. And remember, they're supposed to go again. They're supposed to be going at it again in January. So they could have held off just in case for January to come. This thing goes off again and boom. Boom. It's right there. Another strike. And instead of 5 billion in a week, how about 15, 20 billion in a week? How about 100 billion in a day? Right? This is how quick things can change in a moment. It says back in Isaiah 42 and 15, it says, I will make, let me put it back on that still image. It says, I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all the herbs. I will make the rivers islands. I will dry up pools, and I will bring the blind by the way that they knew not. I will lead them in the paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight, meaning the Lord is going to guide the righteous. All right. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. Bros that are doing what they're supposed to do, these things, like the scriptures say, that their day is not going to overtake us like a thief in the night. But these people, man, when the shit really start happening, it's going to take them as a thief in the night because they weren't looking. They weren't watching. But for us that are watching, we see these things that they can really drastically change overnight. This is Sirach 5. Sirach 5 and 7, it says, make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahweh come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, man. In a moment, everything could change. You put off from one day to the next, and you ain't searching and seeking for the Lord, and these things start hitting, man, you don't want to be without. You don't want to be without where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Try to stay locked in as much as you can. Ecclesiastes 9 and 12, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. It's not a build up for a bird and a fish to be caught in a net and a snare. It's something that happens on the sudden. They're flying through the sky and out of nowhere they're caught up. Right? Fish, at one time they're swimming and out of nowhere the net is dragging up to the surface and they don't know what to do. So are the sons of men snared in the evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them, man. This thing is going to change drastically within weeks and days, man. 2025 is going to be a hell of a hectic ass year. We're going to see all type of stuff drastically change. We're going to see the behavior of you fucking women out of the blue switch when this stuff starts going down. When niggas is in the street and they don't give a fuck about you, we're going to see the drasticness of niggas' behaviors towards you women switch and you women's behavior towards men switch. It's going to be a refreshing sight. Isaiah 4:1 is about to come with quickness. Lord willing, instead of fine, I'm going to say, call Allah, Yah, Bashim, Shai, Bashim, Karkadash, Shalom.